All right, guys, what's up? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And holy moly, yep, the unthinkable is basically happening. A lot of people wouldn't think that they would go back to the drawing board when it came to this game, and it looks like that is going to happen. We have a full detailed breakdown here from the official Splitgate 2 post over on Twitter or X, so let's get right into it. It says, and I quote, "To the Splitgate community, we believe in Splitgate 2. This game means everything to us. It's been our life for almost 10 years. Starting in our dorm room, we were more committed than ever to delivering the incredible experience you deserve. We've heard your feedback, and we agree with you. We launched too early, and we had ambitious goals with Splitgate 2 and our excitement to share it with you. We bit off more than we could chew. We rushed certain features, made some boneheaded mistakes, and most importantly, we didn't give you the polished portal-filled mayhem you fell in love with. So we're going back to beta. We'll be heads down until early next year, rebuilding major parts of the game to capture the spirit of what made Splitgate special. That means rework and progression from the ground up, and adding more portals to our maps, simplifying monetization, refocusing on our classic game modes you've been asking for, and more. And we'll share soon. Now, more than ever, we need your help. We're returning not just for our roots and what we build, but on how we build it with you. That means more playtests, more surveys, more listening, more truly being community first. Our goal is to combine the DNA of the first game with the best improvements from the second. Rebuilding the core experience isn't a quick fix. It's a long-term commitment. We get to give ourselves the time to build the Splitgate you deserve. We've made the incredibly difficult decision to reduce certain roles and shift our resources to focus on this rework. This is heartbreaking. These are our teammates and they are our friends, and they helped build what we have today. They're receiving severance and job placement support, and we're committed to doing everything we can to help them through this transition. We hope to bring them back when we can. In an effort to retain as many team members as possible, we're also going to be shutting down the OG Splitgate servers in 1 month. While we'd love to keep servers online indefinitely, it's cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last couple of years, and we have to prioritize our team. Like us, we know this game means a lot to so many of you, so we are exploring the possibility of supporting offline or peer-to-peer matches. And when we return, we plan to have a dedicated experience in Splitgate 2 that delivers on the promise of the original. In the meantime, Splitgate 2 will remain playable, and we'll still be shipping Chapter 3, as well as fixes and high-priority changes. We hope you will continue to play and support the game. As always, please keep the feedback coming. We faced a lot of dark days and have made many mistakes, but we've learned a lot, and we are as determined as ever to make Splitgate 2 as great as possible. Splitgate has been our life for 10 years, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We've got work to do, but we aren't giving up. We love this game, and we love this community too much to ever quit. So we won't. See you in the arena, Ian and Nicholas. Now, this is obviously huge, right? I mean, I personally think that this is the best decision that they could have possibly made, because if we kept on going in the same direction that we were going in now, I mean, it seemed like it would have been way too forced and things would have just gotten worse. And overall, the game would have probably been shut down. And I don't want to see that happen with this game. I don't think the people that care about the game or gaming and FPS shooters in general want to see that happen to this game. And, to see a dev team like this, especially the CEOs, basically come out here and admit that they've made mistakes and that they rushed too early, et cetera, et cetera. This is big. You don't see this happening very often, right? So this is another good thing for transparency first. And for me personally, waiting 6 months or so, give or take, early next year, which hopefully will be in January by the time this overhaul gets released, I think is the right way to go, especially in terms of what they're going to do, because ultimately it is highly unlikely that they're going to make the same mistake yet again. So every single mistake that they've made from even since before launch up until the launch and beyond is very unlikely to be repeated. So fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. And one of the big things that I took away from this is that they're definitely focusing on the original Splitgate community in terms of people that have been fans ever since the first game, and rightfully so, because that is the heart and the soul of the Splitgate community. And ultimately, it's good to keep them happy. However, as someone who is part of the community but is a new member, so to speak, I only have one request as of right now, and that is to basically at least have an option for a game mode that does not have portals, because again, there's always going to be a significant percentage of players that are going to prefer to play that as opposed to the portals, especially if you're going to buff them in comparison to where they are now. So let's please keep that in mind, and don't just, like, obviously your heart and soul is going to be the Splitgate community that's been in there ever since the very beginning in 2019, and rightfully so. However, you can't ignore the new players coming in as well as the players that are fans of first-person shooters but may not be a fan of the portal mechanic for one reason or another. I think there's more than enough room to have, obviously portals and obviously a non-portal game mode to exist at the same time with this mode, and permanently, I might add, because giving the players that choice is definitely something that could serve you well, especially if you're going to give a multitude of different play modes, and especially if you're going to revise and correct the mistakes that have been made with the old ones and make them right. So that would be, as of right now, my only request. I'm pretty sure that you really, I really don't need to say anything else, because I've already said a lot. The community has already said a lot. And one thing I will say is that I'm sticking around, unless a major life event happens. I'm not going anywhere. And I will continue to try to, put my 2 cents in with this game as much as possible. Whether, people take that as a good thing or a bad thing, just depends on the viewer and as well as the point of view, as far as I'm concerned. Because, when it comes to the Splitgate community, one thing I will acknowledge is that the ones that have been there from the very beginning have to come first, right? And then after that, you build off of that. So as someone who is, that hasn't been there since the beginning, I hope to basically add my 2 cents in to kind of keep everything on a level to where it's like, what you're doing is cool, but at the same time, you got to remain in the balance, and you can't forget about those other people that have an interest in the game, but may want a slightly different option, so to speak, right? So again, without sacrificing the foundation of what the game is meant to be in the first place. So I, for one, am actually excited about this, because this means that this game now officially has a chance, and of course, its final chance, in order for it to get out of the hole that it is currently in, and to hopefully fly, and to get to a point to where it could be the new kid on the block that will always be a part of the FPS community, right? We want this game to continue to exist. We want this game to always be out there for players to play, and we want the devs to continue to get paid and to move forward, and for this game to continue to exist throughout time. Because when you look at the foundation of this game, this game is one of the most solid FPS games that I've played in a very long time, and I've been enjoying the living hell out of it. I don't think I need to really prove that at all. If you look at the streams and the amount of time that I've put into the game already, I think that's more than enough proof. But with that being said, I'm still kind of like the black sheep of the family, right? I'm the black sheep of the family simply because of the fact that my tastes are a little bit different, my viewpoints are a little bit different, and I'm one person that, even though I've been playing first-person shooters for a very long time, and I have a pretty good idea of how to play them, I'm also one of those people that will will also kind of be the one to remind the community that, like, hey, you can't forget about the people that are new as well, right? Because again, your dedicated players will always be there, including the new enthusiasts like myself, but that's not the majority of the community. So it's going to be a really big thing for this game to kind of manage to find the balance between the two. But I think they can pull it off, especially with all the feedback that they've been getting, both good and bad, both positive and negative. I think we're in a spot right now to where they are placing themselves in a position that, even though it's tough, they're putting themselves in the best position possible in order to reinvigorate this game and to give it the resurrection that it actually needs. Because quite frankly, there's just too much potential here to go to waste. And I'm glad that these guys are not giving up, because, myself, as the black sheep of the family, I didn't want to give up on this game either. But I always acknowledge the reality of the situation. And this, in my opinion, is the best result that we could possibly have right now in terms of the current problem at hand, in terms of the best decision that you can make in terms of going forward. Because like I mentioned, if they kept going the way they were going, things were only going to get worse, and this thing was going to be a letdown, unfortunately, which would have been a damn shame, because the game and the foundation of it is so damn good. So with that being said, I'm really excited for the future of this game, and I really hope they take not just the casuals word to heart, but also from the Splitgate community's heart as well, which in this post it shows that they certainly have. So with that being said, guys, that's all I've got for this one. Let me know down in the comment section in terms of what you think. Do you think this was a good decision? Do you think this was a bad decision? Did you see this coming? Did you not see this coming? I want to know, everything that's on your minds as well, down in the comment section below. And as always, I want to thank everybody for their support and for taking the time to watch and or listen. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.